It's the end of the DeMar DeRozan era in Chicago, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm not going to lie, I have a bit mixed feelings on this. Obviously, everything that DeMar was able to do for this organization and what he was able to bring on and off the court, a great mentor to these young players, an incredible scorer, a professional at the highest degree, but it was time to move on, and I think we all knew and expected that DeMar was going to eventually leave, and after reports started coming out further and further that DeMar had played his last game in Chicago, and then of course all the rumors and reports that were coming out between a sign and trade that was potentially going to be negotiated with the Sacramento Kings, and now here we have it. DeMar DeRozan is heading to Sacramento, and the Bulls actually received 2 second-round picks and Chris Durate in the deal. Not a bad return. I think, a lot of people were expecting that the Bulls would somehow get their first-round pick back that's top 10 protected from the Spurs. I always thought that was a bit unrealistic. There was no way the Spurs were going to relinquish that pick back to the Bulls, not for a sign and trade. I mean, in sign and trade deals in general, you're not going to get the best return. And in this instance, the Bulls did have some leverage given the fact that DeMar DeRozan, there was interest in him across the league, and that puts the Bulls in a position where they could get some decent pieces in a sign and trade deal, but you were never going to be getting first round picks in a deal for a sign and trade for DeMar DeRozan at his age. So to be able to get 2 second-round picks, I think is solid. That potentially could be used as incentive or bait to try to get off the Zach LaVine contract. Chris Durate, 27 years old, started out in the league pretty well. He was actually all-rookie first team, I believe, and hasn't really been able to find his stride ever since leaving the Pacers. I don't really think there's going to be much in terms of what he's going to be able to bring to the team, but, something they had to throw into the deal. Obviously, it gives the Bulls more cap flexibility, given that Chris Durate, I believe, is only making $5.8 million for this upcoming season, and it's an expiring contract. So this is a pretty good deal for the Bulls, especially when you consider the fact that DeMar could have very well walked for nothing. So to be able to get some sort of return in this, I think is decent. I'll obviously have a more detailed video breaking down this sign and trade for the Bulls, what it means for them, what it means for DeMar, as well as just speaking DeMar's praises and giving him a tribute video for what he's been able to bring to this team over the last 3 years. And so I wish DeMar the best. I really hope things work out for him in Sacramento. I do think he's going to add a lot from an offensive standpoint to bring that team back, hopefully, to the playoffs like they did the season prior. So good on the Kings, good on the Bulls, and then also, obviously, the Spurs were included in that deal. They were able to facilitate this by taking on Harrison Barnes' contract. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Obviously, sad, given that we're saying farewell to DeMar DeRozan, but it's pretty clear this is a new day in Bulls basketball. The youth movement has begun. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. As always, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.